Today is the 22nd World Day for IPR. We have the greatest pleasure to have invited the Director of Office of the National Leading Group on Fight Against IPR Infringement and Counterfeiting, as well as the Vice Minister of State Administration for Market Regulation, Ms. Gan Lin. She will share with us the report on the latest developments of IPR protection and business environment in China 2021. Also present with us, Mr. Wang Zhicheng, Director General Mr. Zhang Zhicheng, and also Mr. Li Jian. First of all, to Madam Gan Lin. Friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a great pleasure for me to get together with you all on another International Day of IPR. Together, we will share the latest development of IPR protection and business environment in China, the achievements we have realized over the past year. I've noticed that we have a lot of old friends present here today, taking this opportunity on behalf of our Office of the National Leading Group on Fight Against IPR Infringement and Counterfeiting, as well as the State Administration for Market Regulation. I'd like to say thank you for all of you for your long-term care and attention attached to our daily work. Very soon you will have a copy of this white paper, the report on the latest development of IPR protection and business environment in China 2021. Last year, it was a significant year of economic growth in China's history, facing the complicated environment home and abroad, and facing multiple layers of challenges. CPC Central Committee has coordinated our fight against COVID-19 with economic development. We have guaranteed a high-quality development of the national economy. Also, over the past year, we have strengthened our efforts to better protect IPR and continuously improve the business environment. Today, we're about to release this report, in which you can find more details and explanations from 4 aspects. Very briefly, I will share with you the major content. First of all, we have analyzed the context home and abroad for 2021. Internationally, the world economy has recognized a lot of turmoils. At the same time, we are working towards a recovery. At the same time, we have considered scientific development as an important pillar for boosting economic development. We have opened a very good chapter for the 14th five-year plan period. We have encouraged innovation. We have also encouraged a better cultivation of capacity of creation and utilization of IPR. We have also incentivized the players in the market. Secondly, in this report, we have briefed everyone the new development about IPR protection. For example, for the policy elaboration, we have made a lot of new ones, and we have also elaborated new guidelines for the protection of IPR with Chinese characteristics in the system. The National Leading Group on Fight Against the IPR Infringement and Counterfeiting is collaborating with our partners at different local levels. For the legal system, we have elaborated new laws. For example, for the management and also regulations on the medical equipment, on the cosmetic products. We have also published the regulations on the manufacturing of products of cosmetics and makeup, as well as for other use. For the major areas of governance, we have set up the programs for online and offline combined efforts and synergy. Very effectively, we have curbed this tendency of IPR infringement and counterfeiting. We have also carried out legislative reforms and innovation. We have made a lot of progress. We have become more effective in the resolution of cases. We have also strengthened the governance with the credit system, we have also strengthened importance of synergy in this case. We have continued with the campaign of education. We urge the industries to demonstrate more self-discipline. We would like to show a very good atmosphere of multiple sources of participation. And thirdly, we have shared with everyone in this report the new tendencies. For example, we would like to improve with more policies in place the business environment at the port cities. And secondly, we will gradually enlarge the access into the market to remove the restrictions imposed on the foreign investment for them to facilitate the access into the market. And third, we also have to work against the monopoly and the ill competition. Gradually, we have raised the capacity of the market to work according to the principle of fair competition. We have also offered very effective measures to give favorable policies, for example, better fee policies to the enterprises. By the end of this report, we have shared with everyone the new progress and programs in the international cooperation. For example, our adhesion and collaboration with the Hague Agreement, the Madrid Agreement, and the Marrakesh Treaty, we have contributed our part into the global governance for the IPR. We have joined the Interpol and other frameworks at the international level. For the cross-border IPR infringement, we have contributed our part to crack down the wrongdoings. We have also organized multiple forums for the cooperation at international level for IPR protection. We will gradually deepen the international collaboration on this regard. Chinese government has worked very hard to build up our country as an innovative country with stronger protection for the IPR protection, and we are also setting up a new system for boosting our economic recovery. According to the International Creativity Ranking, we have moved up the ladder by 2 places. By 2 rankings, we have reached the 7th place. For the visited enterprises in China, they think that the business environment in China is good enough, is satisfying. So that is all for my part of briefing about the major content of the report on the latest development of IPR protection and business environment in China for the year 2021. You can visit our website to have a download version of this document. Now the floor is open for your questions. Please first identify yourself before raising the question. Thank you. Thank you. I'm from the Strike News. Some say that because China hasn't done a very good job in the protection of IPR, a lot of enterprises cannot generate enough profit. What's your comment on that? And what have we done to protect the rights and the interests of the foreign-founded enterprises? I will take this question. For enterprises, Chinese or foreign ones, Chinese government will treat them on equal foot. For foreign-funded enterprises, we have also attached great importance to protect their IPR. Due to the time limit, I'll be very brief in answering this question. I will share with you the progress we have achieved over the past years. In 2017, with our national leading group on fight against IPR infringement and counterfeiting, we have collaborated with 12 other national authorities. We have published a national plan to crack down those wrongdoings and violation actions against the foreign-founded enterprises. Later on, we have officially published the laws on foreign investment, and we have standardized the whole procedure, setting a solid foundation on the legal basis to protect the IPR. 2020 and 2021 have witnessed the elaboration and publication of new documents. For example, the outline for building China into a stronger country of IPR. We have taken critical and practical measures that have been proven effective. By doing that, we have created a very sound environment for doing business in China, especially for the foreign investors. We have already granted the patent applied by the foreign investors. Their registration for the trademarks as well as the volume of their application of IPR and patents have increased significantly. According to the Sino-US Commerce Chamber, 50% of their enterprises working in China have maintained a very good level of profit, and 70% of their enterprises have considered China as one of their major destinations for doing business and making investments. I think with all the statistics above mentioned, I have already given to you an answer to your question. We of course can understand the expectations from the foreign enterprises. We have this common ground. We will never stop here, and we will continue to make further progress. For example, we will let the market to play a decisive role in distributing the resources, and the government will try its best to create a transparent, equitable environment for doing business for everyone, Chinese people or foreign friends. And I believe that China will continue to be one of the best choices for foreign investments, and we believe that foreign investors can also yield more fruitful results in our land. Thank you. I'm with the Yangtze River newspaper. Since 2021, for the copyright administration, what have you done over the past year? Could you please share with us more details about the achievements and also the work you have already deployed? Thank you very much. I will take this question. To crack down the piracy and create a very good environment for the protection of copyright, it's very important for us to support the development of this regard. Last year, our administration of copyright protection has worked under the principles of the outline document, and we have collaborated with many other national authorities to crack down the piracy in the cinema as well as online and in other places. We also have launched the specialized program to protect the copyright related to the Winter Olympic Games. Since 2005, we have already launched the programs for a clean internet for 17 years in a row. We have worked with the Internet Information Office as well as with the other national authorities to strengthen our regulation against the wrongdoings and strengthen our protection for the copyright online and offline, especially for the websites, streamlining the videos. During this period of time, we have deleted illegal links with a total number of more than 1 million. We have also dealt with more than 1,000 cases, and the volume involved by this program reached more than 100 million RMB. For 2022, Beijing Winter Olympic Games, we have collaborated with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, the State Administration of Public security as well as the other national authorities. We have attached great importance to the protection of copyright online and also offline, for example, through TV channels, especially for those platforms streamlining the programs through the short videos. We are cracking down the illegal streaming of the programs related to the sports events. During this period, in total, we have activated 180,000 workers. We have deleted illegal links with a number of 11 million related to the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympic Games. This is our part of contribution to the protection of copyright related to the Winter Games. Today, we are continuing with our efforts to better safeguard the cultural heritage with the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympic Games. We will continue to work together with the State Administration of Public Security and also the Ministry of Culture and Tourism. During the vacation and also the festival periods, for example, during the Spring Festival, we will increase our efforts to fight against the violations of the copyright and also the actions like the piracy and pirated films, books, and other videos. Recently, we are dealing some important cases with the illegal broadcasting and demonstration of films in some cinemas. We're also working with multiple departments from the ministries and also the national authorities to protect the copyrights of the works facing the younger generation. We're trying our best to standardize the order of the market of the major copyright works for the sales of counterfeiting as well as the pirated works. For example, the picture books for the children, we are taking measures to crack down the wrongdoings. We have already detained several groups of illegal publications, and we would like to do our best to create a wonderful environment for the younger generation and especially for the young children. Moving forward, we will continue to work under the instructions of President Xi and also collaborate with the other authorities to try our best to create an equal and equitable as well as transparent environment for doing business. Thank you. With CMG. Recently, Beijing has successfully organized the Winter Games and Winter Paralympics. For the protection of the IPR related to the two games, we have already achieved a lot of progress. During the Winter Olympic Games, what have you done? Could you please share with us more details? Thank you very much for your question. Coming from CMG, I'd like to take this question. We have recently successfully concluded the Winter Olympic Games and Winter Paralympics. This is one of the major events that China has ever organized. We have also fulfilled our solemn pledge to the international community. After the successful bidding, China has started our careful and sincere preparations for the organization of the two games. And the protection of IPR is one part of our daily job. We have this three-dimensional protection of IPR. A lot of measures have been put in place in order to safeguard the successful operation and organization of the two games. We have realized our goal of integration of culture of our nation with the culture of the Olympic Games. In October 2021, we have published the plan for the creation and utilization of the IPR. We have also published the regulations for the management of relevant cultural elements related to the Olympic Games, Winter Olympic Games, and Winter Paralympic Games. For the National Administration for Market Regulations, as well as the National Customs and the other national authorities, one after another, we have published our own document to support this work. At local level, we have also combined the campaign of education with the regulative and administrative efforts. In total, we have set up this three-dimensional system of synergy. We have, with our own efforts, contributed guarantee the successful running and operation of these games. We have also cited some specific examples related to the IPR protection during the Beijing Winter Olympic Games and Paralympic Games. In this report on the latest development of IPR protection and business environment in China, our efforts have been widely recognized, including our friends from the international community. They have mentioned that this time what we have contributed to the organization of the two games have showcased our high attention attached to the work of IPR protection. We would like to stay with our friends of the international community to contribute to the creation of a wonderful business environment together. Shenzhen TV. We know that legislation and the legal system will be one of the best tools for us to set up a good business environment. So could you please share with us your efforts from the legislative system and legal system? Thank you very much for your attention attached to the work of the court. People's courts are one of the important part of the force to protect IPR. For example, we facilitate scientific innovation. We also support the blooming of the culture. Over the past year, People's Courts have stepped up our efforts to create a wonderful business environment. And also, we would like to better regulate the environment for doing business with more policies and regulations in place. I would like to brief you with 4 aspects of our work. First of all, to serve the bigger picture, the Supreme People's Court has published the guidance stipulating the general goals and also the principles to follow during the 14th Five-Year Plan period to better protect IPR. For example, how we would punish those people violating the laws, how we can serve the formulation of the unified national domestic market. Second, to deepen the reform, Supreme People's Court has elaborated the legislative explanation about the resolution of cases and settlement with the court of first instance. We have also improved this system of settlement of cases. For the judicial, criminal, as well as the civil affairs court, we have combined our efforts to coordinate their daily work. We have signed MOUs. We have shared the data among the departments. Between the legislative system and also the law enforcement department, we have put into place this mechanism of synergy. With the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, we have altogether launched this 3-year plan for the seed development. And third, we have investigated new problems and tried to solve the problems in a new way. At all levels, the courts of the people are developing new means of work. We try to solve new emergent problems related with new forms of business, for example, the big data and the digital economy. We would like to improve our mechanism of work and also the assistance of explanation at legislative level to solve those problems. We will try our best to satisfy the diversified needs of the people for legislative support. Next question, please. Thank you. IPR protection would help to cultivate an atmosphere in which people respect the creation of IPR and we respect culture and the other elements. Is also one important tool to create a wonderful market environment. So what measures have you applied over the past year to better protect IPR, and what is your plan for this year? Thank you very much. For SCIO, we will continue to work under the instructions of President Xi and the CPC Central Committee. We have already elaborated the outline for China's creation and utilization of IPR, and we also have relevant regulations of IPR protection during the 14th five-year plan period. Since last year, we have completed the following measures. First of all, we have strengthened coordination, and we have applied all the measures elaborated at central level, especially the instructions by President Xi during the massive learning. He has raised 134 principles, and we will continue to apply his instructions while collaborating with the other national authorities. For 2020 until 2021, we have elaborated an action plan. Until now, we have already yielded preliminary results. We have worked with all the provinces and direct municipalities in order to apply all those measures and yield practical results. Second, to strengthen our coordination and set up this bigger picture. For example, we have this collaborative system and mechanism between the legislative system and law enforcement departments. We try our best to set up this whole procedure of the protection of IPR. We work with the Department of Justice to launch the opinions on the protection of IPR. We have dealt with the total number of cases of more than 64,000. At the same time, we are fully engaged in the protection of IPR for the Beijing Winter Olympic Games. We have also guided 28 provinces to invite more than 200 specialized groups of IPR infringement settlement into this online platform. We have also taken measures to accelerate the settlement procedures. And third, to improve the quality of our service. Every year we publish the working plan. We every year would introduce new priorities of our work, and every year we select those areas of our key attention. For example, last year we have dealt with the litigations of number of more than 40,000 of the IPR infringement. We have also published a lot more documents. We have also set up this specialized mechanism for the verification of the IPR infringement. We also have the coverage of whole process of IPR protection. And fourth is to increase our efficiency of work. Steadily, we will improve the quality and efficiency of our system for the loss of credit and also the violation of IPR. We will work as efficiently as possible to crack down the wrongdoings and violations. For the illegal application for the trademarks and also the patent, we will reject them. We have newly recognized the 99 geographic indications with more than 400 products involved. Newly registered geographic indication products more than 6,000 and more than 17,000 enterprises have applied for the geographic indication. Moving forward, we will continue to work under the instructions and work deployment by the CBC Central Committee and the State Council. We will work also according to the mid and long-term planification for the creation and utilization of IPR protection so that in the end we can contribute our part to the creation of a wonderful business environment. Thank you. With the paper, the CBC Central Committee and the State Council have published the opinions on the formulation of the domestic unified market, saying that we have to create an equitable, transparent, and predictable business environment. So for the State Administration for Market Regulation, what have you done to apply this document? To apply this document of the CPC Central Committee and also the State Council for the formulation of a unified domestic market, our role would be to better regulate the market and improve the business environment. We have already completed 5 aspects of work. First of all, the supply of basic systems and formulations of regulations. For example, we have submitted to the State Council the proposals for the relevant regulations. We have all kinds of market players, domestic enterprises, foreign-founded enterprises, small business holders, etc. To better regulate them all, we have proposed this version of regulation to the State Council. Today, we are talking about not only the access to the market, but also the authorization of operation in the market. We have not only elaborated new regulations, for the existing ones, we have also modified them. We have set up the lists of enterprises that are allowed to enter the market and also operate in the market. Secondly, we would like to improve the quality of the services. We would like to streamline the process of verification and authorization. For the enterprises that are applying for the entrance into the market, we will try our best to shorten their waiting period of time. In Beijing, the applicants will only have to wait for half a day. Normally, in the whole country, the average waiting moment would be 4 days. Thirdly, the credit regulation system. We have published the opinions on the regulation of credit in the major areas. We have classified the enterprises into different sectors and categories. For the enterprises that have already a very bad reputation, we will put them on the blacklist. We have also a demonstration system online to showcase all the market players with their level of credit and their reputation. In total, we have set up this wonderful business environment with a categorization of enterprises according to their level of reputation. And next, we have ease the burden for the enterprises, especially for the micro businesses and smaller businesses. We have tried our best to solve this problem of lack of equilibrium of information for the smaller business owners. We also have the coordinated mechanisms of meeting among different organizations and government authorities. In recent years, every year, we have this work deployment. About the streamlining of the fees charges, we have already debated this policy, and we have given back about 5 billion RMB to the enterprises, especially the small and micro businesses. And fifth, we will make the information transparent and available to everyone. We will regulate their anticipation. Last year, on our website, we released more than 15,000 pieces of information. We have organized 22 sessions of pressers. We have also published 80 articles about explanations. We have also settled 24,000 pieces of cases, and we have also responded to many more questions coming from four corners of the society. Moving forward, we will continue to contribute our part to serve the building up of the new paradigm of economic development, especially to contribute our part and share to this formulation of the standardized domestic market, so that in the end we can create a favorable business environment in our country. Thank you. With the Xinhua News Agency, I have a question about the legal protection about IPR. I'd like to know the rulings of the Supreme People's Court over the past year for IPR protection. Over the past year, for the criminal court, we have made a lot of new progress. In total, I can share with you 3 characteristics. First of all, for the critical rulings, they have played an even more important role in the protection of IPR in our country. Last year, for People's Courts, we have set up a record high for the number of criminal cases. We have solved in total 6,000 cases, and others more are in the process. We have set a very solid foundation, and we have also set up this legislative and law enforcement support to the IPR protection side. And with the criminal law in place, people have also shown more respect to the IPR protection. We have already settled a series of major cases. For the counterfeiting of COVID-19 containment materials, and also for the other cases like the piracy and also the sales of fake products, we have cracked them down to better protect the interests and rights of our consumers. And third, we have elaborated more judicial interpretations. For the IPR-related violations of the law, we are modifying the judicial explanations. We are doing more studies and researches. Moving forward, we will present to the public more judicial explanations so that our law can be better applied. With the Economic Daily, I have a question for Madam Gan. You are a person in charge from the Bureau, National Bureau of Anti-Monopoly. What have you done from your side? Today the topic is IPR protection. And we have to admit that between IPR protection and equitable competition in the market, they are closely correlated. If we can safeguard a correct order in the market, we can also better protect the IPR. In the end, with the 2 actions, we would like to incentivize the inner power of the market. The State Administration for Market Regulation, we have 2 major duties. One is the fight against monopoly, another is the fight against unfair competition. Last November, we have acquired a new duty as the National Office Against Monopoly. We have also created a lot more offices and departments in our system. In this case, we are enlarging our force of workers. People have attached great importance and attention to the mechanism, workforce, as well as the measures and achievements of our site. So I'd like to share with you how we can turn this increase of staff into the tangible effects of our daily work. So taking this opportunity of adding up a new National Office of Anti-Monopoly to the duties of the State Administration for Market Regulation, with the approval of the State Council, we have set up this ministerial coordination meeting mechanism to fight against unfair competition in the market. We have collaborated with 17 other national authorities. For example, the Ministry of Transportation, Ministry of Industry, as well as the other departments and national authorities, so that we can straighten the order of the market and make sure that we can always follow the rules of fair competition in the market. First of all, we have to put into place the right mechanism and system. And second, how we can better improve the legislative system. This is a question to answer. First of all, we have published the national law of anti-monopoly. This year, we can expect to see a modified version of this national law on anti-monopoly. The State Council has also published the document entitled as the Opinions on the fight against monopoly. For the medicine as well as the other key products, we have also published a batch of 3 documents about the regulations. We will make our measures more complete and better targeted, online and offline. By doing that, we can create a wonderful business environment and also a level playing ground for all the players in this economy. For the key areas, we will step up our efforts in the law enforcement. Last year, you must have already noticed some cases uncovered by our side for the construction materials, for the public civil engineering programs, as well as for the manufacturing of medicine and other products. Those areas closely correlated with the daily life of the people. We have already settled a lot of cases. We have solved more than 8,000 cases of violations. By all those earmarked actions, we have greatly improved the operations in the market. We have also renewed the policies. For example, for the outdated documents, we have deleted them, and for the newly created document, we have stressed the importance of their prompt application. Later on our official website, you can see the publication of the new policies and measures. You can have all the details, especially after the adding up of the new duty as the National Office of Anti-Monopoly. Moving forward, we will try to make our market more dynamic and also more equitable and transparent. During the development, we will continue to improve our capacity of regulation, and by improving the quality of regulation, we can, in return, contribute to a better development of our economy. We make sure that all forms of economy with diversified ownerships can embrace a high-quality development in this country. Last 2 questions for today. I'm from the Hong Kong Zijing magazine. Every time when there's the major sports event, there will be the cases of malicious registration. For example, some have applied for the registration of trademarks based on the names of very famous athletes. And a lot of those malicious registrations have already been rejected. And what other measures have you taken to better straighten the order of the market? For example, we have attached great importance to the settlement of cases of malicious registration. In March, we have published the earmarked program against malicious registration. For example, for those malicious registration involving the names of famous works and famous athletes, famous people, we will crack them down without any hesitation. For the legal cases, we will also transfer the cases to the local court for the further treatment. We have already received the report of the clues for more than 1,000 cases. Until now, more than 50 cases have been solved. The wrongdoers, they have been punished administratively or criminally. For the malicious registrations involving the names of famous athletes, for example, Yang Qian and Chen Hongchan, we have already punished the people behind those malicious actions. Moving forward, we will continue to step up our efforts to guide the enterprises to have a correct use of the IPR protection system, and we will create an equitable and transparent business environment. Last question for today. Thank you. I'm from the Fengmian News. I have a question for the National Administration of Copyright Protection. What measures have you taken over the past year for the encouragement of the utilization of software with copyright? Legal softwares, they deserve the legal protection, and we have attached great importance to this regard. We have called the whole society to use the software with a copyright. We have already yielded important results, mainly explained in the 4 aspects below. First of all, we have strengthened our regulation from the very beginning of the chain. For example, for the distribution of the capital, we urge the enterprises to do the unified purchasing of the copyrighted softwares. For the third parties using the softwares, we will verify the status of their softwares. For those enterprises using pirated softwares, we will first of all urge them to abandon and reject those softwares. We also see to enterprises that they use a software with copyright with pre-installation. And the fourth measure is that we strengthen the campaign of education. We also set up good examples for the other enterprises to follow. We have accumulated a lot of good practice and good experiences, so we will share it with everyone else. We also urge the society to follow the good examples in the society. Currently, we have gradually consolidated very good foundation of the IPR protection, especially related to the software. For more than 7,000 enterprises, they have already obeyed the rule to use the software with the copyright. We are continuing with our efforts, and we are widening the coverage of the software with the copyrights among the enterprises. Today, the enterprises, they have demonstrated stronger dynamics in their daily operation. Their utilization of the softwares have increased significantly. In 2022, we will continue to strengthen the coordination among the members of this coordination meeting mechanism. We will try to set up in place this long-term mechanism and for the specific areas and key areas. For example, in medicine and also medical services, we will attach great importance to the supervision in this area. We urge the players in the market to shoulder their responsibility, to abide by the rule, and also to purchase legal softwares. We, at the same time, will also apply the measures to safeguard the healthy development of the software creators and enterprises. We set up good examples, spread the good practices. We also have this promotion campaign about good works, not only in the area of the software, but also in the country as a whole. That's all for today's press conference. Thank you.